Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a roll call of the officers, please.
Supervisor Guzekowski.
Here.
Treasurer Jackson.
Here.
Clerk Verbal.
Here.
Trustee Lopers.
Here.
Trustee Riley.
Here.
Trustee Deland.
Here.
Trustee Bowen.
Here.
All right, we have the agenda in front of us. Anyone have any changes or corrections to the agenda? All right, seeing none, we'll entertain a motion to approve as printed.
I'll make the motion that we approve the agenda as printed.
Motion by Trustee Deland. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Support by Trustee Bowen. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? There are none. That motion carries. Moving on to the minutes from the December 2nd meeting. Changes, corrections, or additions to that?
Yes, page 6 on the financials there. There's 2 changes, not changes, but corrections. Grace Senior Living account should be $18,551.07. And then the Tri-County CD should be $274,583.47.
Couple of misplaced commas.
Commas in the wrong spots.
All right, any other changes or corrections? All right, do we have a motion to approve the minutes as amended?
I'll make the motion that we approve the minutes as amended.
All right, motion by Trustee Deland. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Go ahead.
Support by
I'll
Trustee
support.
Bowen. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. That motion carries. Moving on to consent agenda and communications, we have disbursements totaling $262,496.43.
I have a couple questions about that.
Sure.
On page 7, down toward the middle, for DocuWare, is that the service we're using to digitalize our records?
Correct.
Are we using that yet?
We've got it set up, and we've got Tom as a test product of that with a scanner right now, so.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if we had been doing any of the old records yet or not. And then on page 9, we still, so I was out to the park a couple times last weekend. You still see that we still have 3 ported guns?
Yeah, we're having those removed.
Okay,
so.
because I didn't see anybody out there or nothing, and I didn't know if we were gonna have them picked up or not. Okay, that's all I had.
All right, any other questions? All right, do we have a motion on those?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda and communications and pay the bills in the amount of $262,496.43.
All right, motion by Treasurer Jackson. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Support by Trustee Lokers. Any further discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Treasurer Jackson.
Yes.
Trustee Lopers.
Yes.
Supervisor Guzekowski.
Yes.
Clerk Verbal.
Yes.
Trustee Riley.
Yes.
Trustee Deland.
Yes.
Trustee Bowen.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, moving on to boards and commissions, we have 4 total. We have the November 18th, December 1st, and December 16th Road Commission minutes and agendas, and then ZBA draft minutes from December 9th.
I have a quick question about the county-wide one. On page 39, they got a little thing on there that they said they inquired about the agreement with the landfill in regards to tires found on the side of the road. I was just wondering if maybe someone could follow up with them, because I think most of our tires out here are from the side of the road.
I'm actually working with them on it.
Okay, because
When
I'm
they
not
have-
exactly sure that Brandon's gonna get his trailers, or if he'll have room. He said he'd come and pick them up.
Yeah, the person that I'm working with, she said she would contact me when the next open window is.
Okay.
And so then we'll be able to hopefully be able to take some into them.
Just our tires over, okay. Okay, that's all I have.
All right, any other questions on those? All right, do we have a motion to receive and file?
I'll make the motion that we receive and file the minutes from the commissions and boards.
A motion by trustee Deland, do we have support?
I'll support.
Support by treasurer Jackson. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. Moving on to public comment. Do we have any public comment tonight?
We do.
Good evening.
Hello.
Terry Carl from Eileen Avenue. Let me get my phone here. I wasn't even gonna come tonight, but I saw the agenda packet and decided to show up. The only thing I really was gonna come was like the technology piece, Rob, and I think they said to bring it to you, like to get those packets online instead of just the agenda, if we could look into doing that in the future. And then I noticed like the YouTube's super outdated, like they're not.
Yeah, so we're having some issues with storage space on computers, so we did buy some external drives to help resolve that. So I tested it last week and it was sufficient enough to do it, so we'll start catching those back up.
Are you gonna-
Unfortunately, it just.
Can you do them live, or that's not something?
Our system is not set up to do them live yet, and, I mean, eventually we'd like to do that. But I think, first of all, we needed to make sure that we could get through this process, and we're having a little bit of an issue. But
Cool.
once we get through that, we can certainly look at going live.
Yeah, the agenda packet thing would be awesome too, so like, I emailed somebody, I got it today, so it was not a huge deal, but
Yeah,
not
it's,
having that would be cool.
it's a big file, so.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So interesting.
In fact, it gets emailed out to trustees, and we have to break it up into multiple emails, so.
Yeah.
But there are some softwares that eventually we may be able to use to kind of help expedite that and make it a little more accessible for people.
Cool. Within the packet, I saw trustee Lokers had a letter that he's got here, so I was pretty curious as to what that was. Looks like it's a bunch of policy stuff you guys had. And as I worked through the packet, it was pretty interesting to see that he's not quite following some of the policy he's supposed to be. I think there's an email in there directing staff for information and things
Yeah, I
like
mean,
that.
these are, I mean, he's a newer trustee, so, I mean, some of these things he's probably not familiar with, so I.
Yeah,
Personally, I mean.
I'm not gonna pile on him, I think you
Yeah.
got it covered pretty good.
I appreciate
Oh.
his enthusiasm, his dedication, his commitment. I mean, the stuff that he's put in here, I think is fantastic. It's just a learning curve
Yeah.
with anything. so.
I would agree with you. The only other thing I'd touch on is him and I had a pretty good exchange on Facebook about the water mishap. A lot of information in there, him saying the city of Port Huron poisoned a ton of people, post is still up. Obviously, I was able to comment that that's not the case, where I work. I kind of see those invoices go through, so I thought it was odd that that thing came into my mailbox anyway. I know Eric was here last week talking about maybe we should probably push out another mail. I'm not a post office guy. I thought the Facebook thing was good, but obviously not a lot of people are
Yeah,
going to see that.
yeah.
So whatever you want to do with that, but that's all I got.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. All right, moving on to old business. I brought back the cell phone resolution. It seemed like we were good with maintaining where we were at. So I drafted up a new resolution that kind of supported that we had reviewed it. I mean, having not reviewed it in so many years, I think it was a good idea that we did take a look at that. And just reconfirm that we're in agreement with that original.
The fire chief is not receiving $30 a month. He is currently, and has been for several years, receiving $60 a month.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. He called to let me know that that was incorrect.
Yes.
Yeah, he called me too.
Yes, he's calling us to let us know.
Let me, well, that's fine.
I
We
didn't
can
know
just-
if you made a typo maybe, or,
It may have been. I thought it was 60 in the original, but maybe not.
I've gone back in the records and checked. It is $60.
It is 60. So we can modify that. All right, any other changes or corrections on that? All right, do we have a motion to approve Resolution 25-44 as amended?
So what do we just the fire chief to 60?
Correct.
I'll make the motion that we adopt resolution 2020, is that 2025 or just 25-44?
25 to 44.
Yeah, 25-44.
As amended.
is fine, yeah. All right. Motion by trustee Deland, do we have support for that?
I'll support.
Support by trustee Riley. Any further discussion? Roll call on that, please.
Trustee Julian?
Yes.
Trustee Riley?
Yes.
Supervisor Guzekowski?
Yes.
Treasurer Jackson?
Yes.
Clerk Tuggle?
Yes.
Trustee Wilbur?
Yes.
Trustee Bowen?
Yes.
Motion carries.
So I'm going to bring back the demolition at 1111 Allen Road. Just so you know, I think I did include the delinquent property status on that. They have to have things paid within a year, or they will lose that property. It's not the county per se that, and I did on page 55 and through 58 include some additional information for you, put up by Michigan State Extension. The legislation that regulates that actually requires that the liens be removed. It's not a county-specific thing. It's actually state legislature. So this property could, at some point in time in the near future, go into a forfeiture, and we could lose it. I think, though, we had a lot of discussion on, early on in this term, about ordinance enforcement, blight, and other things. And I'm not sure that we would want to wait. To me, based on those conversations that we had previously, it seems to me like we should move forward on this. I realize there is some possibility that we could lose that lien. But I think we have a responsibility to the community that we serve, that we take care of these blighted situations like this.
So it's my understanding that the resident is in the habit of getting 3 years behind and then paying the last, like the most delinquent year.
Yep.
To bring it out of the tax foreclosure.
Yeah, it's been redeemed, 3 times already,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So, and, there is a lot of new houses and everything in the area. And, but the worst we're gonna do is end up with a piece of property that someone will build a new house on and will make up the money in new taxes.
Right.
More taxes maybe, so.
Any other comments or thoughts on that? So the resolution then would be to support moving forward with demolition of the structure as allowed by the court, which takes a long time, by the way. It takes a lot for the court to finally get to a point where they say, yeah, you can do that. And for good reason. You want to make sure that it's the right thing to do. Definitely don't want to make a mistake there, so. So resolution 25-45 would support the demolition of the structure. Any other questions on that, comments? All right, do we have a motion on that?
I would make the motion to adopt resolution 25-45.
All right, motion by trustee Bowen. Do we have support for that?
I'll support.
Support by trustee Vokers. Any further discussion? Roll call on that, please.
Trustee Bowen?
Yes.
Trustee Wilbur?
Yes.
Supervisor Guzekowski?
Yes.
Treasurer Jackson?
Yes.
Clerk Tuggle?
Yes.
Trustee Riley?
Yes.
Trustee Julian?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, moving on to new business. The Department of Natural Resources Trust Fund the board met on the 10th. So the exciting news for us is that our grant was the highest rated grant in the cycle, so that is a good thing. I got confirmation today that they have submitted the grant for funding. Now it's up to the legislature to approve that funding. So in the meantime, I've had a resident call several times and then send a letter. You can see the letter on page 62. They want to purchase a portion of the property, which we don't own yet, by the way. Right now, it's owned by the Community Foundation. Till we get the grant. Once we get the grant, then we'll purchase it from the Community Foundation. But they want to purchase 2 acres. I did include a map there. You can see on page 60. Their property is in the rectangle, kind of in the middle of that picture. The property that would be owned by the township is to the right of that. And you can see there's a little circle driveway that they've put in that allows them to get to the back of their property off of Atkins Road. So the reason they want to purchase the property is so that they can get that access. Fortunately, if you look at previous agreements that, and this is what I told them up front, is I was not sure that, we're gonna get a grant for purchasing property. I'm not sure that the, state's gonna feel real good about us selling a piece of that off after we've used grant money to make a purchase. And looking at I did find a previous project agreement, that's on page 63, and if you read through that, it's pretty limiting on sale of that property and other things. So I find it highly unlikely that we would be able to sell off any parts of that property. Of course, we don't have the current agreement yet, so, but it's also pretty clear that you can't use it for anything other than recreation. So if, this person was using it for their own personal use, access their personal property, that could be an issue. So I think we're gonna have to probably have a conversation with them a little bit more detailed. You can see that their garage kind of sits out in the front. They've got it fenced off in the back, so they're using that driveway to kind of go around the fence off their property.
So I'm kind of guessing that they never got permission to put that driveway in.
I haven't asked that question yet. That was gonna be my first question. Did you get permission from the Deckers to do that? Do you have something in writing? Do you have something that can kind of support that? And at this point, I haven't seen anything, but I definitely am gonna ask that question. But it's gonna be pretty unlikely that we're gonna be able to sell off a piece of that. But that was just to let you guys know what was going on with that.
Would we be obligated to tell them they can't still continue to use it?
We would absolutely be obligated to do
To
that.
do that.
Yeah, at least what I'm reading in the grant agreement that I saw, and of course, we don't have the current one, so.
Right.
But that's what I would assume would happen there.
I drove down there, but it's probably because it's snow covered. I couldn't see
Yeah.
the driveway and stuff, but, I just wondered if they had previous permission or whatever.
So I'll do some more follow-up on that to find out if they did have anything in place. Next up, we've got the DNR Trust Fund Grant Rating. You can see that on 73. Ours scored 400. That was the highest score. And as I said, they did recommend us for funding. It's not a guarantee, but I can tell you it's about as close to a guarantee as you can get. The state legislature's not gonna fund zero. They'd almost have to fund nothing, and that's highly unlikely. So.
It's also one of the smallest amounts asked for.
It is, yeah.
So, that should be good.
All right, moving on to IT services. So we have been working with, it was originally IT Right. IT Right got bought out by VC3. I'll just say we've had some struggles with VC3, particularly on timeliness of resolutions. not necessarily timeliness on a response, I don't believe, but, for example, we had a switch go down in here, and the switch was out for
Over a week.
over a week, which, I mean, a switch is a pretty common piece of equipment that you would think that they could have provided to us in a relatively quick fashion, but we're unable to, so I think it's time, we haven't bid this out in a while. I think it's time that we do it to see how others compare. VC3 did tell me we're working on very old pricing, so our price is well below their current standard rate. Well, there's only one way to really know that, and that is to go ahead and put it out for bid and see what we get back. So I put a proposal together, an RFP. It's on page 80 through 83. What we would be, 80 through 85. What we would be looking for in terms of the services to be provided. Some details on the equipment that we currently have. So we would post this technically today, but probably tomorrow. The proposal would be back, due back January 12th, so that we could review them for our meeting on the 18th, I believe it is. Obviously, this has no fiscal impact on us. We're just getting proposals. Then we can decide, once we get the proposals back, what we want to do. I don't plan to send one to VC3. If their rates are so far below everyone else like they claim they'll be, then I don't want to have them rebid that out for us at all. Questions, comments on that?
Are there any local companies that do this kind of stuff? Is it kind of
I would assume that there are, and, you know, my preference would be that we have somebody local. It would probably be to our advantage. Right now, I think VC3, what they do is probably contract with people locally to do some of the work. But it would be nice if we had someone local to do it. Other questions or comments? All right, so we have a resolution, 2025-46, that we would use to authorize the issuance of the RFP for IT services. Do we have a motion on that?
Make a motion to adopt Resolution 2025-46 for the authorization to release of request for proposal for information technology support services.
All right, motion by Clerk Rubel. Do we have support for that?
I'll support.
Support by Trustee DeLand. Any further discussion? Roll call on that, please.
Clerk Rubel?
Yes.
Trustee DeLand?
Yes.
Supervisor Guzekowski?
Yes.
Treasurer Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee Lopers?
Yes.
Trustee Riley?
Yes.
And Trustee Bowen?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, moving on to the Parks Millage distribution. So each year we have to submit a form to get our millage reimbursement amount. This year that total is, I didn't include anything. It's around 55,000. I can't remember the exact dollar amount. Last year we received 55,311.
Seems like it was close. We got the booklet that showed what they got.
Yeah. So we just need to submit this form to the County Parks Commission, and then they'll release those funds to us. Any questions on that? So we have a resolution 2025-47 that authorizes us to send that to the Parks Commission for reimbursement. Do we have support, motion for that?
I'll make the motion that we adopt resolution number 2025-47 for the millage distribution.
All right, motion by Trustee DeLand. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Support by Treasurer Jackson. Any further discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Trustee DeLand?
Yes.
Treasurer Jackson?
Yes.
Supervisor Guzekowski?
Yes.
Clerk Rubel?
Yes.
Trustee Lopers?
Yes.
Trustee Riley?
Yes.
Trustee Bowen?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, moving on to the next I think there were some questions about whether we had informed applicants that they had been chosen for the position, the administrative position. We did not tell anyone that they were hired for that position at all. I did give the clerk authorization to inform the person that was recommended, but that person had very clear understanding that just us recommending was not sufficient to be hired, that this board hires the committee does not have that authorization, we just recommend. So, but no one was told that they were guaranteed the job or hired or anything of that nature. I just wanted that to be clear, in case there was any misunderstandings on that. Anybody got any questions on that? All right, moving on to discussion of applicants in public meeting. It's, we should be very careful about what we do and say in a public meeting, specifically as it refers to employees and employee performance. I realize that this is a public body, but employees also have a privacy right as well. So anytime that there's a possibility that we could discuss something negative, we probably should avoid doing it. If we are going to, then the employee should be present and should have the right to go into a closed session, which we can do. And there's very few reasons we can go into closed session, but that is one of them, is discussing negative employee performance. So there's a lot of reasons for that. I kind of go into that. Hopefully you had a chance to read that. We just need to be careful about that. If you have questions about it, let me know. Any other discussion on that? All right, moving on to emails and the Open Meetings Act. One thing that we got to really be careful of, and I know that every time we hire somebody in the office or we have new trustees, it's one thing that I sometimes forget to mention, is that we shouldn't send out emails with everyone in the to field, right? And the problem with that is if someone, if we send it, let's say I sent it out, and I sent it out to all of you in the to field, and you reply to that, technically that's considered discussion, and it becomes a violation of the Open Meetings Act. So what we do is we send everything out blind copy. So you're sending it to everybody in the BCC field. If somebody does click reply all, that reply is just coming to you and not to the board as a whole. Doing otherwise is a potential violation of the Open Meetings Act, and we don't want to do that. So if you guys are sending out an email and you want to include all of us, I would recommend, just as a habit, put it in the BCC field. And there's information that we as trustees need that you have that's helpful for us. So don't be afraid to send it out. Just make sure that it's sent out that way. And then if somebody does reply, we're not caught in a situation where it looks like we're having discussion prior to a meeting. Questions on that? All right, moving on to some policy issues. Again, these are just things that we're working on. I realize that we have new trustees, we'll have new employees in the office, so some of these things are going to come up. If you guys as trustees, you have every right to know what's going on in the office. If you want to know what's going on procedurally or policy-wise, performance-wise, whatever, feel free to call and ask the department head that supervises that employee, or call myself, either one. Employees get really uncomfortable when trustees start asking them questions directly, and it kind of subverts the chain of command that's already there. So they have somebody that they're already reporting to, and if they start reporting to you, it just creates some tension that doesn't really need to be there. I'll be honest with you, we'll answer every question that you ask. So I know Trustee Lokers, you asked some questions about the bookkeeper and how we're making things a little easier for us. Was that the question?
Yeah.
So just so you know, we met with UHY back in September and got a list of 7 recommendations from them to kind of make the reconciliation process easier for bank statements. But none of those solutions were push the easy button solutions, right? So 2 of them involved opening new bank accounts, which again, you can't do in just a click of a button. It's actually quite a painful process, as Treasurer Jackson will tell you. And some of them are procedural changes. That workload that is going to shift away from the bookkeeper actually is going to shift towards the Treasurer's Department. So yes, it'll be easier on the reconciliation side, but there'll be more transfers on the Treasurer's side. So there's not really a loss of workload. It will make it easier for him. He also had issues like I did with space on his computer, just to temporarily store a file. So we resolved that this week. But we are working on that, just so you know. So, all right, and then the last one was nepotism, because we have this question come up before. What is nepotism? We have a policy that already defines what nepotism is and lists those things out. So, and really the bottom line is, and you know, to me, I think we ought to avoid any appearance of nepotism. I think that doesn't serve the public well. And so these guidelines, and it's just a very brief guideline, are designed around that. I think this policy should probably be updated with some more clarity. I think it's a little bit vague in some areas, and I think it could use some additional clarity. But that's what the policy is, so anytime we talk nepotism or we have concerns about nepotism, we should refer to that policy related to nepotism and see if that issue does apply. And we have situations now where we can't, and I'll give you one example. You know, the clerk's son-in-law, it works for the DPW, right? So he can't be the foreman of the DPW because he would report directly to the clerk. He also can't be the backup operator because if the regular operator was out, then he would be in that position reporting to the clerk. So, I mean, those are things that impact our operations some because of that limitation, but that's the way it is. Same thing on the fire department. I mean, the chief's son works in the fire department. And we've had lots of, we've had husbands and wives, we've had fathers and sons, we've had all kinds of things in the fire department, right? So, same kind of thing. We have to just make sure that we're structured so that they're not directly reporting to that relative. Any questions on that? All right, any additional audience participation? Yes, sir.
Dennis Hirschman, 1980 Allen Road. The trees at the fire department are down,
Yeah, they were really quick on
laying
that.
in the neighbor's backyard, so he's gonna get the wood and all, but they came down quick.
Yeah,
Well, not my tree, your tree is still standing in front of my house. And like looming over the top of my house, huge. I know you had bids, they went out for bid, you had a bid.
yeah, we did not put that out for bid.
I know the county
Yeah,
does.
county did
For
that,
you
yeah. So we
guys.
didn't see the bids at all, but we did get a work order. Yeah.
Yep. So they put it out for bid, you guys got a bid, and then nothing's being done about it.
Well, I think we were looking for some other avenues, and I don't know what other avenues we're gonna find, to be honest with you.
I know you said something about the Arbor Fund. There is no such thing in Kimball
Yeah, that
Township.
wasn't, yeah, I didn't say that, but,
What's that?
yeah, that wasn't from me.
I stated that as an
Yes.
idea.
Yeah,
So the county's gotta issue the work order?
yeah,
We have to
yeah,
agree
because
to
it's
pay
in
for
their,
it.
it's in their right of way.
It's in their right of way.
Yep,
Yeah.
But we have to agree to pay for it.
correct.
And just here asking what's going on with it.
It's just one storm away.
And I won't pay for half of it, because
No.
it's not my tree. That's what you asked
I had asked.
one time, yep.
I did.
That'd be like me building a garage and asking you to pay for half of it.
I just felt that it was on your property. You could pay half. That was all.
It's not on my property.
It's in the right of way. For the size of the tree and the
It'll fall
wires
on
and
my
everything,
property, but
it
it's
didn't
not
seem
there.
like it was an outrageous bid that they.
No, I thought it was,
I
it came in
very
way
fair.
under what I
I
had
don't
anticipated.
remember it was like in the 4,000,
It was 6,000 something, I think.
something like that, but
I thought it was 4,000 something that
it
you
was,
had
yeah,
said.
between 4 and 5, but
Yeah.
on the 4 side. But,
I mean, the 5 that came down at the fire department, that was quick, because that's a township building. I get it.
that must have been an off-season, because
No,
they were
probably.
there like the next day.
Probably 10 years ago, I contacted the county on trees in the right-of-way in front of my house that were dead, and other ones across the road that were dead. And all I told them, I said, all I want them to do is dropped, I'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, I did that too.
Apparently, the tree that you got is much larger than that. But they took care of all that. Now, apparently, they've changed their policy, so if that's in the right-of-way, it should be taken down anyway. In fact, down the road, a mile from me right now, a guy last year hit an oak tree that's only 3 feet off the road.
Mhm.
Big oak tree. And lucky he's still here today.
Yeah, I thought you said he passed.
That,
because it
those
fell.
right-of-way trees, I thought are really the county's responsibility, even though you own from the middle of the road.
These trees are bad.
You own out to the middle of the road.
No, you don't. It's
So-
33 feet inside the road. That's where you start your property. That's where my property starts.
Yeah, apparently they've changed their policy than what it was when I had the trees taken down in my place.
Well, there was 2 that Edison had taken down across the street from my place on my property, or it's still their property, I guess, or it would be your property. But they had to take down because of the lines, and I get that part too.
Yeah, I had the same thing.
Yeah.
I've got high-tension wires on my north boundary, and they cleared that all out.
Yeah, yeah, they
Yeah.
do that to protect their
It's,
stuff.
the county's policy has apparently changed on what they do with trees in the right-of-way now, so.
Well, the county says it's your tree. You guys said it was your tree.
We can't do any work in the right-of-way without county permit, so.
So the county sends it out for bid, gives you guys the bids, and you can't do nothing with it?
I'm not gonna answer that question
Well, what
because I'm
sense
not
does that
sure.
make?
No, we can do something with it. I don't know where we're getting
I don't know where that's
we're
coming
coming from. All we have to do is approve the work order.
Should we do that?
And 2 of
I
the
think we
trees
should.
that-
I don't know what other option we're gonna have. I mean, and I would rather do it now than later.
It was said too that you don't like taking down live trees. 2 of them at the fire department were live. There was 3 dead pine trees and the other 2 were alive.
All right, anything else on that?
Are we gonna bring it back, or should we?
No, I think we should just,
I think we should just go ahead and do it.
just approve the work order. I mean, we've already seen the
I
work
don't
order.
remember the exact amount, but I'd make the motion that we approve the work order to remove the tree on Allen Road.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have support for that?
I'd support that.
We have support. Any further discussion on that? Roll call on that, please.
Delia?
Yes.
Trustee Delia.
Yes.
Trustee Riley.
Yes.
Supervisor Uzekowski.
Yes.
Treasurer Jackson.
Yes,
Clerk Rubel.
Yes.
Trustee Lopers.
Yes.
Trustee Bowen.
No.
Motion carries.
All right, you're
So
all set
coming
there.
down.
Yep, coming down.
We
Thank
don't
you
know
very
when.
much. I appreciate it.
We don't know when.
All right, any other public comment tonight? Yes, sir.
My name is David Josephack. Excuse me, I own D&M Services, 2787 Barth Road. Just some futuristic problems I see being forecasted at Taylor Road and Lapeer. There's no stoplight, there's no blinking light, there's nothing. Just wondering if the township had any cause for concerns about possibly putting in doing a traffic study to see what exactly is going on there with Ford Tribe being there, the influx of traffic there, the influx of traffic at the gas station, and the east and west traffic going up and down the pier being a main thoroughfare. I'd hate to see, Wind Cross is being hung up there, or, putting in the ground, because it's a heavily trafficked area. Our second property is right there on Lapeer Road, 6451 Lapeer. The problem that we're having, people that are doing the speed limit going west down Lapeer Road, and the person behind them that are tailgating them, whatever, once they get past that intersection, and there is a no passing zone, it's a double line, they just come on out. So what happens when we're leaving our shop, and we do a head check, we look to the right, we see some cars down the way, we look to the left, it's clear. We look again, and we go to pull out, all of a sudden we got a car coming our way because they're just passing. Just some forethought, some forecasting on what could possibly be done with that intersection, just kind of reduce some speed there. Also, with the sun going down the pier going west, that's blinding the people that are making a left there from Taylor Road onto, and everybody's drove that road, and either there's a long wait time or there's no wait time. When Fort Trot is open and you have that cross traffic coming across, their embankment, especially at night, their embankment goes up the hill to where you're getting shined out by their headlights. Just something to think about. Secondly, I was actually the contractor that did the work for the fire department. I own D&M Services as well. The reason why we expedited that is because we actually had a cancellation in the schedule, and we were able to do that. The problem that we have with the county, we're a county contractor, we've been doing work for the county, is the county doesn't put everybody on the same page, as I feel, as in compliance. As in, they'll look at the bid, they'll see the bid, they just go by the number, they don't do a qualification, nothing of background check, nothing of work comp liability, are they doing signage, or are they doing road control, nothing of that. So I don't know the particular situation with this gentleman with his tree, but I don't know who the county is hiring more outside contractors to work in this county than they are working at with interior with the county. So that's it.
All right, hey, I do want to talk about the, so in the past, we have had zero control over any kind of traffic signaling, speed limits, none, zero.
Okay.
And I'm not sure that we even will with M21 because that's a state highway. So
Sure.
I'm not sure how that gets regulated. There has been some changes in how that all works, and we can pay for and request traffic studies, which we haven't been able to do before. I don't know what bearing that would have on all of that, but I can definitely look into it and see. But previously, we had zero control over that.
I just see something coming down the line, like it's
Sure. Yeah.
It's
It's a
bound,
busy
something's
plot.
gonna happen
Yep.
sooner or later. Everything's getting bigger over there, there's more traffic, just cause for concern.
Yeah,
That's
I
really-
will tell you that if anything happens there, it would, and I hate to say this, it'll probably be a roundabout, and the reason is because the federal government funds roundabouts.
Okay.
And so when the road commission looks for funding for that type of thing, they're gonna go to a source they can get funding, and roundabouts is a pretty common funding source, so it could wind up being that, I don't know, but we'll definitely look into it for you.
Thank you.
I will say that they've got one of the best lighting displays at their business there that there is in the state of Michigan.
All right, any other public participation? Moving on to officers' reports. I don't really have anything, just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you enjoy time with your family. We found out that we're going to be grandparents again at Thanksgiving, so that was exciting. So we'll break that tie between two grand girls and two grandsons and see which one wins out there.
One of each.
One of each.
Yeah. Oh, boy, don't say that. That's all I have. Clerk rule.
DPW in this past couple weeks has had a water main break. They also had a sewer plugged on Allen Road, but they got that fixed also. They're currently working on the school. On the interior, we had ceilings falling in, so they're working on that. Cemetery did not meet. The cameras are not up yet out at the cemetery, but hopefully soon. The elections, so far, we still just have 2 for 2026, and they're gonna have 9 days of pre-elections before the actual election day, so we're gonna have lots of extra work.
Okay. All right, Treasurer Jackson?
Well, finally, the tax bills got out and the tax payments are coming in heavy, so things are getting squared up now a little bit. Still searching for a temp. I emailed them today, but haven't got an answer back yet. And then that's primarily where we're at. The financials, there's gonna be 2 more accounts listed on this as soon as we get everything transferred. We've got the go-ahead now, but that's gonna take a lot of work to get the money in the right places. Cash distribution, $1,071,607.05. The public funds saving for Grace Memorial on the Range Road there, $18,551.07. The tax account is up now to $243,059.69. Trust and agency, which will be broken up into trust and agency and payroll account, is now at $80,954.68. The utilities at $1,334,895.06. Where we have a cash distribution, we will have a check distribution also, which is going to take a lot more transferring of funds around. That means the total cash amount on hand of $2,749,067.55. If you add the 4 CDs at $105,393, the North Star is $269,912.27. The other North Star is $250,687.57. Tri-County, the new 3-month one we set up is at $274,583.47, bringing the fund total up to $3,649,643.86. That's all I have.
All right, Trustee Deland?
I've just, you were talking about going over the policy and procedure. Maybe after the first of the year, we should take the whole book of it and maybe one thing at a time and just
Sure.
go through it, and maybe one a month. I think it's been, I'd like to say 20 years since it's been updated, if not more.
Okay,
And
we can
stuff.
do that.
And also, I'm one of those people that come over here and ask the girls questions. I've been asking Michelle about information on a complex development. She's asked Neil, I've asked Neil. We haven't gotten anything, but Megan and I and Gary have a meeting tomorrow
Okay,
on that one development,
Yep.
and we don't have any information on a complex development. If there's anything you have access to?
are you talking about
For the
something
development
existing or
of-
something new, or?
So that special meeting that we had. with
Yeah,
the planning-
yeah, you're talking about for the,
For the Range Road
Yeah.
property right there. It was brought up that instead of using the PUD, we would use a complex development.
okay,
And the attorney didn't show up at the last meeting, so we're having another meeting unfortunately tomorrow,
what time's your meeting tomorrow?
not till 6:30.
Okay, yeah,
So
I'll
if-
work on
if
that,
you
see if I
have
can find
anything,
something.
Other than that, we're just gonna have to Google it or wait for somebody to explain it to us.
Okay,
So, that's all I have.
all right, Trustee Bowen?
I just had a question. As I was looking over the general ledger, I was noticing like it shows us the amended budget and then what balances are at. Why is the clerk's budget $93,145.07 over what it should be? And where are we gonna get the money to balance this?
All right, take a look at that and see.
So where'd you go?
Page 15.
Yeah, let me take a look at that tomorrow and see, because I'm not sure where that's coming from, that number.
Okay.
How I watch it is that I go by the percent of year that we're through, and we're at 70% right now. So we're over at the end there where you got the percents.
So the 188.
That shows you how much you're under or over
So
on the far
that's
side, yeah.
right here. So that one's over
Yep,
180.
by that much, yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'll find out tomorrow, I'll give you a call.
Okay.
Anything else?
It's like,
No, I think that's it.
Trustee Riley?
that's me there.
Right.
Got anything there, Trustee Riley?
Yeah, it's, I didn't get a chance to check it out, but I'll just tell you, somebody called. I bumped into somebody the other day, actually day before yesterday, and regarding the area where vehicles would be being parked on private property, and back in they said that she lives in the area, she couldn't stand there and talk to me, but what I had, but apparently she said that it's similar to what was going on before, but they're parking, there was 2 vehicles on her property, and I had to have not gone out and checked it out, but I will. But it's in that same area that we had problems before.
You're talking about on Sturdivant Road?
Huh?
On Sturdivant Road?
I believe that's where she's at, yeah.
So
But
I talked to Steve's Towing, and he told me to tell the residents, just call the police.
Yeah.
Call the police, and if it's in the way of their driveway, it's an issue, and if it's on the road, it's a safety issue, because there's no shoulders on dirt roads.
Well, apparently, this was parked on this gal's property. She made that comment to me as she passed me, and,
Just call the sheriff, they'll take care of it
yeah,
immediately, like, 'cause it's a safety issue, they have to.
yeah. But, so I thought, but I was gonna go out and view it and make sure that it was what I heard, but I didn't get there today.
Gotcha, okay. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Trustee Lokers?
I don't have nothing.
All right, with that, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move that.
Motion by Trustee Riley, any support for that?
7:22.
I'll support.
Support by Trustee Bowen, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none, we are adjourned.
See what time it is, something goes by.
I know, that's making a bad reflection on it.
I'm not sure.
This screen,
It's just terrible. And I have a meeting with Earth Fair tomorrow, so that should be fun.
it's definitely making a glare.
This is okay.
When is the Earth Fair's in April?
Yeah.
Watch this.
Yeah, you're gonna, I can't start mine for myself.
You can't start your motion when you don't think you're going to keep it in.
Oh, it's a heat wave, isn't it? The kids
Yeah,
at
the
school
good
like,
thing
are
is
we
it's
going
only
outside today? I'm like, yeah, you are. It's
only a
almost 30
day.
degrees. You were just going
So
out, it was
Friday's-
12.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
daughter.
Oh,
You just start mine with my
Thursday,
phone.
Sunday.
I can lock and unlock. I cannot start.
You guys.
Let me know.
You know, I was
too.
thinking, I feel kind of like a jerk because I could have said Merry Christmas to everyone too, but Rob did. I don't know, I got my grandkids going for the
I
weekend,
actually
and then
laughed
2
when you
weeks
said
after
that, because I was thinking Christmas vacation, where he's like, Merry Christmas, kiss my ass, kiss his ass. I can't.
What?
I said, I was thinking National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where it's like, Merry Christmas, kiss his ass, kiss your ass, kiss mine. That's what I was thinking.
I don't know, we watched like the original Miracle on 34th Street.
I don't think I've ever seen that, but
Oh
every
my
year.
goodness,
But
Bill
you
Bridge
dropped,
watches that, like, the kids laugh, it's so funny how they keep.
Jordan makes me watch Christmas Vacation every year.
So one year, so Stephanie, Stephanie, she had like all of the, what's the one with the stupid leg lamp and
Oh, the
Christmas Story. So one year, I said, I have never seen the Christmas Story. And we sat there and watched it, and I swear I just felt like I was getting dumber by the minute. It was the worst stupid movie I had ever wasted
That
my
is my
time
dad's
watching.
favorite, and when it's on the 24-hour marathon, my dad used to turn it on Christmas Eve, and we'd watch it until it was done. All that 24 hours.
So we did a study a few years ago. And they gave like this class, I don't know what class, but anyway, elementary class. And I gave them a test. And then they went and watched it. Well, I'm trying to give up. I know it's hard, I know it's hard again. It was like very high percentage or worse. But yes. Okay. Okay, yeah, should I, just Robbie, you to sign anything for? Oh, okay. Okey-dokey. Yeah.
Thanks. Should have taken